Good morning, children. Welcome to the second period of the chapter Weathering the Storm in Ersama, written by Harsh Mandar. It is from the Standard 9th English textbook, supplementary textbook, Movements. In the previous period, we had discussed a few things. Let us precisely go through it. What had we discussed? The first thing we had discussed was the boy Prashant. The story is about Prashant and how he stepped forward as a leader in a group which was battered by a super cyclone that had hit the coastal city of Ersama in 1999. It had caused much devastation. First, it was the storm. Prashant was to a friend's place, not at his home, when the cyclone hit Ersama. He was at a friend's place, and what happened was when the cyclone hit, it was two things occurred simultaneously. One, it devastated the entire area. It had torrential rainfall. The torrential rainfall was accompanied by strong winds with a velocity of approximately 350 kilometers per hour. So, which resulted in great destruction. Houses were swept away, old trees were uprooted, right? Cattle and human beings lost their life. The entire area was flooded, and after so many deaths, the chances of diseases increase to a great extent. It was all there. Prashant survived the cyclone because the house he lived was a pakka house, and they sat on the roof for 3 days. It continually for 3 days, and they fed on the coconut. A coconut tree had fallen on the roof, and all of them fed on the coconut, and they held on to each other to keep each other warm. Now, after that, he decided to go back home. On the way back, he found not a single village standing. All have been washed away. So before he could reach his house, he already had assumed that nobody would have survived, and he started crying. He was just 19 years old boy. So it's quite natural for him to start crying in such devastating situations. Besides, on the way to home, he had to remove the corpses and carcasses with his own hands, and that took a heavy toll. Emotionally, it makes you weak. After that, when he reached the village, nothing was standing. His village was totally washed away, but he didn't. He gathered his courage, and he went to. First, he survived. This is the way he survived in the roof, and the storm and the cloud. You can see how it has been depicted. Now, when he reached his house was completely washed away. He could find only few utensils and the roof of the house lying on the ground. So he didn't give up. He gathered all his courage and went to the Red Cross shelter home. And when he went there, he found all his relatives over there. His grandma, his uncles, his cousins, they were all present there. Prashant was very scared for one single reason, that he had lost his mother 7 years ago and didn't want to be bereaved again. Right? So finally he found them. He found lots of confusion and lots of injury over there, and nobody was leading. Everybody was confused and complaining. So Prashant decided to take up the mantle of leadership over there. And as a leader, first thing he arranged was rice for the people in the shelter. There were around 2,500 people in the shelter, and the first thing he managed was rice. Followed by that, he knew the importance of sanitation. If the place would be dirty and filthy, chances of disease spreading could be catastrophes. So first thing, he motivated the young men to clean the entire shelter. Then he built a separate shelter for the orphan children and the women, so that they can take care of each other. First, initially, the relief facilities were to be availed, and the relief helicopters were not noticing them. So what he thought of a plan. He was very industrious, you can say. He could think of things very quickly and act upon them. So, being an industrious fellow, he made the children lie down on the sand with empty utensils in their chest. Here is a depiction of that. You see children lying with empty utensils over their bellies. And the relief, this idea worked. The relief helicopters did notice them. And from then on, they started getting food regularly from them. After that, the situation increased, the water receded, NGO started food for work program, and the men were motivated to join that so that they would arrange food for the shelter. Meanwhile, he was trying to bring back life to normal. He noticed one thing, that the children and the widows he had put in a separate shelter were getting deeply buried in their sadness. They were feeling lonely and alone, and they had lost their family members who were important to them. He realized that if they are kept separately, they would go in a depression. So what did he do? He sent the women, the widows also, to join the men for food for work program. That way they would be occupied and their mind would be diverted from the loss they had faced. While for the children, he organized cricket match. He was himself a lover of cricket, so he organized cricket match for the children. And arranged, likewise he arranged clothes and other things for the people to. In generally, Orissa is a very poor state and the poverty is very high over there. Anyhow, but he somehow stood by there. He organized cricket matches for the children, and the children's also depression went away. They started playing and forgetting their loss that they had suffered. After that, there was a talk. Government officials arrived. They started providing more relief features. So one of the relief measures suggested was to setting up of an institution for the widows and the orphan children. Prashant and his friends vehemently opposed that. He felt that action, that step would alienate the members of the society. Instead, he suggested, and they would suffer a stigma of being orphan or a widow forever their life, and they will be away from the society, cut off. Society will move on with their life, and they will be stuck in the institution built for them. And he also knew that in such places, the children would not get any love while growing up, and that would be disastrous for their future. So he decided the women who were widowed and childless to adopt the children, right? The remarriage of the widows, adoption of the widowed children, so that they can remain in the society and grow up normally. Prashant, in this fashion, we can clearly see, came out as a leader at a time, just a boy of 19, when he saw the disaster had struck his village, his area. He didn't back off or he didn't look for help from others. He himself stepped forward and decided what was better for his community. The message we get in the story is, it doesn't matter how bigger a disaster is. If you have courage, willpower, and the capacity to think or to take decisions, leaders are basically known for taking decisions. So that was the idea. Prashant could take decisions, and he could take decisions immediately. The moment he reached the shelter, he knew the condition would worsen if no step is taken, and he saw nobody was coming forward as a leader. And there was confused chaos kind of a situation over there. So he took the mantle of leadership on himself, and he took great decisions first. You see the way convincing the merchant. He didn't send just the youth. He sent senior people as well, so that the things could be sensibly placed. By the youth will show urgentness, the elderly would show maturity in convincing, and he was successful. The moment he noticed the relief helicopters were not missing, they were missing them. They were not dropping the food packets or medicine packets there. He immediately chalked out a plan how to solve the idea. He smartly distributed work among people, right? And when he realized some of his idea wasn't working, he was proactive enough to change the idea. And finally, the decision not to let an institution is a very mature decision for a 19-year-old boy, realizing the future of the people who will stay in the institution. They would surely be alienated. Thereby, we have a leader hidden in ourselves we need to bring them out. This is the idea of the story, and no disaster is big enough compared to human resilience. These two messages is given by Harsh Mandar, a very prominent writer and social worker also, a well-known philanthropist. So this will be all for this second period. We will discuss the question answer and word meanings in the last period. So till then, goodbye. Take care everybody.